What is up, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's video. If you guys are new, consider subscribing. I got a lot big plans coming for the channel, and today's video I think is going to be pretty entertaining. Basically going to be talking about the R33 Skyline. So I've had that thing for about a month. I got it from a Japanese auction and I got it sent over here from Japan. I picked it up at the Tacoma port in Washington, and ever since then there's been some problems, but I've kind of been ironing them out. I still have a couple more things that I have to do. If you guys are new to the channel, here is my 1993 Nissan Skyline. It is a GTS 25T, which means it comes with the RB25 turbo. So this car I actually got for an amazing deal from the import guys. They're a little bit past Seattle. Great guy. His name's Dylan. He helps me out twice before. I got the R32 from him and the R33. So that's amazing. He's a really hard worker. He's got a bunch of cool cars there. He'd get you a really good deal on a car. So here she is. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen the car from previous videos. But like I said, automatic transmission. It's got a few little mods. It's got a Momo steering wheel. It's also got Nismo suspension. As you can see, it's a little bit lower. And it's got these Yokohama wheels and tires, which gives it a nice little look. It's almost like the wheels and the bottom two-tone are like the same color, which is really cool. Let's come inside right here. So this car came with some JDM goodies. It came with this JDM stereo, which actually works with a USB, which is really cool. Also came with this crazy little Sony navigation system, which is really cool. And this little iPhone 1 holder that went right there, but I ripped it off because it was really ugly, so I gotta clean that a little bit. For the most part, this car is definitely a car that makes me smile. It's really fun driving right-hand drive. It's a lot easier driving automatic because you don't really have to pay attention to shifting and everything, so it really makes the right-hand drive experience really fun and easy. You're not afraid of like going into curbs and stuff, and you're not afraid of going outside of the lines. It's really easy to pay attention with the automatic. So I already have done a few things to this car that it really needed from the day I got it. So first things first, when I got it, the battery was completely dead, so I had to go buy a new battery. With these Japanese cars, they actually come with a tinier terminal. I dealt with it on my R32 and I dealt with it on this car, so I had to get a new battery, and the US terminals just didn't fit. I heard a Prius battery fit, but Prius batteries were a lot more expensive than just the base model battery at Walmart. So I replaced the battery, as you can see, but that positive terminal right there isn't all the way on. It needs to be clamped on there with a better terminal, but I have new terminals for that. I don't think I'm going to be doing it in this video, but just wanted to show you guys that I got a new battery. Also got this little rear strut tower, which is awesome. Personally, I think the coolest thing about buying a car from Japan, especially from the auction, they just have so much cool stuff in it. So this car, like I said, came with all that stuff, but it also came with the rear and front strut tower brace bars and all this OEM goodness. It's got Nissan Skyline floor mats back there with the badge up here. I think that is just awesome. So I replaced the battery, drove it around for a couple days, and then what do you know? The alternator belt went bad. I thought it was an alternator, pulled the whole alternator, thought that I had to replace the whole thing, which would have been really expensive since the RB alternators are completely different from anything we have in America, so I would have to completely get one off of eBay or find somebody on Facebook, and at the time I was posting around Facebook and nobody had one. So thankfully it was just the belt. I slapped a new belt on there and it is amazing. It still squeaks a little bit because maybe another belt needs to be replaced, or maybe I need to tighten one of the belts a little bit more, but for the most part she runs good. Got the new alternator belt right there. It feels a little loose. I'm going to tighten that up a little bit after I get done showing you everything that I've done to the car. So this comes with the RB25 turbo, but for the longest time nobody could hear that it was turbo. You couldn't even hear any squeal or anything. This is completely stock, besides the exhaust, which is pretty crazy that I couldn't hear any turbo. So I went ahead and bought this charge pipe. I believe it's a charge pipe, otherwise it's a J pipe, and it came with this little blow off valve on there. So what I had to do to install this little guy, plugging it in both sides, vacuum line that goes right to the top of the stock blow-off valve, and then this goes, the plumb back to the turbo needs to be actually cut off. So I read on an Australian forum that a D-size battery just plugs right in there and it won't get sucked into the turbo, and it's actually been holding up amazingly. So this is a replica Greddy blow-off valve, but the thing sounds great. Obviously I'm not making this into a crazy race car, it is just a automatic daily, but it makes the car sound perfect. After I installed the blow-off valve, obviously I was driving in boost a lot, and then eventually I noticed a little bit of rumble, hesitation while I was in boost, and also while I was at idle. So I decided to pop off the coil pack cover, which is right here. It's just these little screws all the way to the back. Take off this little charge pipe, or J pipe, whatever it is. Don't quote me on that. And then take off the igniter chip, and then all of the spark plugs are ready to be taken out and done. So I just popped in some new spark plugs. I got some spark plugs straight from Cost Less, and made the car run perfect. So I guess let's do a little startup for you guys. Get the key. See, that belt needs to be tightened, but sounds good and it runs amazing. No more hesitation at idle or in boost anymore. Gets the full amount of power. A little bit of boost action for the boys. That thing is awesome. So we're gonna close the hood. We're gonna go on a little drive, see how she feels. All right, so right off the bat, this thing is the most comfortable car in the world. It feels amazing. I think it maybe is just the automatic, or it is the sedan, but it makes it feel like a 2010 Camry. So I need to get some gas, so we are going to the gas station. I noticed while I was driving this car, it does not get the best gas mileage, which is fine. It's a turbo car, and I've been boosting it everywhere. So a little bit of boost. Oh, that sounds so good. So I'm gonna floor it one time for the boys, because before it would break up, and now that I've done the spark plugs, it doesn't break up at all. So for the boys, yeah, that thing did a full pull. That feels so good, man. This thing is the best! I had to put some premium in the beast. But I'm sure a lot of my normal subs that are been subscribed and caught up with the YouTube videos that you guys know pretty much everything I've talked about this car. But this video is pretty much for the people, the new people, and the people who haven't seen this video. The latest couple videos haven't gotten too many views, so hoping that you guys can get all caught up in one video. So while we're filling up the gas, I guess I can show you guys a little bit of the cons of old Japanese car. Got some rust right there. Actually no rust underneath the car. There's a little bit of rust in the trunk, but for the most part the car is pretty rust free. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we are back, and I think the coolest thing that I found in this car when it came from Japan was actually this little Nismo keychain. I'm sure you can't see it, but if I come in a little bit, there it is. It's a little Nismo keychain that when you take off this little bottom part, it's a flathead screwdriver. So I thought that was pretty neat. So you might be asking, what's next? What do I have planned for the car? And you know, what else do I have to do on the car? So I guess I'll start with that. So the only thing I have to do to this car is I'm waiting for a OEM Nissan oil filter that I can put on right here, because it's been running Nissan oil filters for its whole life. I got the mobile one, that's what I'm going to be putting in this thing. But yeah, oil change. I still have to come around here and fix this window. This window doesn't go down. Couldn't find my soldering iron, so that'll be in tomorrow's video. And then I basically just need to clean her up, which means like a full detail, scrubbing every little piece. As you can see, I got a bunch of stuff sitting around everywhere. Got the car seat in there, and this hood is completely ugly, so I'm gonna see what I can do about this. Most likely can't do anything, but yeah, just oil change, fix the window, and then clean it up, do a little detail, and then she should be Amazing. So I think after those 3 things, I think she will be ready for sale and somebody can take her home. That'll be awesome. As soon as this thing sells, I have a huge project I have on the way. But I need to sell this car first. So if any of you guys are interested, I will be giving a crazy deal on this car. These cars usually go for about 15, 16K when they're manual. So this will be up for sale in Washington State, in the USA. Fully legal, clean title, all that good jazz. For $9,500 or best offer. So I think that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys liked it. It was not supposed to be a long video by any means, so I apologize for the shortness, but I just wanted to let you guys know how it is rebuilding a Japanese car. There is cars with more damage than this one. Obviously, I got pretty lucky, but when you are getting a car from Japan, anything can happen. Honestly, this car could have had a blown trans, it could have had a bunch of problems, but it didn't, and I'm happy. So smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe. I hope you guys have a good night. Peace out.